Now back to 0, 1, 2, 3. The start of the reading direction is indicated by hexadecimal number 2e or its reverse hexadecimal number e2, or by the arrow pictograph. The end of the reading direction is indicated by the hexadecimal number e0 or by the hexadecimal number 0, e or by x stop sign pictograph. A bounce of the reading direction is indicated by the hexadecimal number e1 or by its reverse the hexadecimal number 1e or by bouncing line pictograph. This is how you make the normal left to right top to bottom reading order that English uses. The number is just 1 to F in order repeated to make the order easy guessing, and for teaching, it does not mean anything. In 0, 1, 2, 3, just place the arrow pictograph at the top left of the text box, and at the bottom right of the text block place X stop sign pictograph, or at the top left put the hexadecimal E2 at the start of the text block. Then at the bottom right of the text block, put the E0. If you were wanting to make this as a line, the E2, or arrow pictograph, would be on the left side of the line, followed by a space, then the rest of the sentences, then a space. The E0, or the stop sign pictograph, would be on the right side of the line, after the last sentence end. That was how you show left to right, top to bottom reading order. Now right to left, bottom to top. Easy stuff. The E2 or arrow pictograph is at the bottom right side of the text block. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph is at the top left side of the text block. If you are doing this as a line, the E2 or arrow pictograph is at the right side of the line. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph is at the left side of the line. That was how you show right to left, bottom to top reading order. Now top to bottom, left to right. The E2 or arrow pictograph is at the top left of the text block. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph is at the top right of the text block. For a line, the E2 or arrow pictograph is on the left of the line. Then after the length of one text block line, the E0 or the stop sign pictograph. Remember, white spaces in 0, 1, 2, 3 are able to filled in to make one large number. Now that you know the length of a text block, you can recreate it so you can read it. This brings us to a point. The E0, E1, and E2 are outside of the text block. They can appear inside other words, requiring context to sort them out. This means you must extract them first and discard them after you know the reading direction. If the reading direction pictographs are even in the message, like many things in 0, 1, 2, 3, much of it is optional and intended for establishing patterns, then changing those patterns. Even still, this only increase what the message could be by the limited number of possible reading directions. If it was the only thing we were doing, this would just be pointless, but for now it's just one more thing that makes it just a little more expensive. Those nickels and dimes start to add up. That was how you show top to bottom, left to right reading order. Now on to top to bottom, right to left. This is the reverse of the last. The E2 or arrow pictograph is at the top right of the text block. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph is at the top left of the text block. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph is on the left side of the line, then to the right direction of the line, the length of one text block line. The E2 or arrow pictograph. Again, this defines the text block length. Okay, easy. That was how you showed top to bottom, right to left reading order. Now bottom to top, left to right. The E2 or arrow pictograph is at the bottom left of the text block. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph is at the bottom right of the text block. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph is on the right side of the line, then to the left direction of the line, the length of one text block line. The E2 or arrow pictograph. Again, this defines the text block length. That was how you show bottom to top, left to right reading order. Now the bottom to top, right to left. Okay, the E2 or arrow pictograph is at the bottom right of the text block. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph is at the bottom left of the text block. And predictably, the E2 or arrow pictograph is on the right of the line, then to the left direction of the line, the length of one text block line. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph. That was how you show bottom to top, right to left reading order. Now right to left, top to bottom is here. The E2 or arrow pictograph is at the top right of the text block. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph is at the bottom left of the text block. On the line from the left most side towards the right side, the length of one line of the text block is the E2 or arrow pictograph. Then however many lines is the text block. Then from the right most side towards the left side, the length of one line of the text block line is the E0 or the stop sign pictograph. Both of these establish the length of one line. That was how you show right to left, top to bottom reading order. Now left to right, bottom to top. The E2 or arrow pictograph is at the bottom left of the text block. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph is at the top right of the text block. On the line from the left most side towards the right side, the length of one line of the text block is the E0 or the stop sign pictograph. Then however many lines is the text block. Then from the right most side towards the left side, the length of one line of the text block line is the E2 or arrow pictograph. Both of these establish the length of one line. Spiral in reading direction. There are many ways to spiral in for this one. The E2 or arrow pictograph is on the top right side of the text block. Then the numbers spiral in until they get to the center of the text block where the E0 or the stop sign pictograph. Notice how the spiral in reading direction is counterclockwise. On the line there is no indication of text block line length. This is why this is one of the best reading directions, because information is missing. When this happens, the previous text block line length is used. The E2 or arrow pictograph is on the left side of the line. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph is in the center of the line. This line has 45 letters, so you can see how odd letters are dealt with. While it is easy to divide the number of letters with an amount that does not have a remainder to guess the line length, a number like 100 might have a lot of different possible text block line lengths. The spiral out is the reverse of the spiral in. Notice how the spiral out reading direction is clockwise. This time the E0 or the stop sign pictograph is on the top right of the text block. The E2 or arrow pictograph is in the center of the text block. The text spirals out from here. On the line it's the same as the spiral in, but the arrow pictograph and stop sign pictograph are reversed. Again, the text block line length comes from the last reading direction of previous messages. Okay, this is a different spiral out. This time the E0 or the stop sign pictograph is on the bottom right of the text block. Sometimes when making these it's easiest to start at the end and put the letters in backwards. It spirals in backwards, leaving the E2 or arrow pictograph on away from the end. This is because on the line the length of the line of a text block is indicated on the line from the right side of the line towards the left side. The length of one line of a text block comes with the E0 or the stop sign pictograph. A lot easier to show than, say, the E2 or arrow pictograph corresponds to its placement in the text block. Notice how this is a spiral out, so it spins clockwise. This top to bottom left to right reading direction has a bounce that is top to bottom left to right, then bottom to top left to right. The E1 or bounce pictograph is next to the E2 or arrow pictograph. The lines and rest of the placement is the same as top to bottom left to right. The E1 or bounce pictograph can be applied to any of the reading directions. This is the same top to bottom left to right reading direction. Now the E1 or bounce pictograph is next to the stop pictograph on the E0 side. This goes diagonal like E atomic shells filling. Make the text block with these diagonal lines. The E1 or bounce pictograph with the spiral just changes the clockwise or counterclockwise to counterclockwise or clockwise respectively. This means all the spiral reading directions are possible. So now that you are familiar with the reading directions, we could add the tone levels to these and make the reading direction dependent on old messages. If we are adding tone levels, it's also important to add word endings. The E2 or arrow pictograph's antonym meaning is the E0 or the stop sign pictograph. The E0 or the stop sign pictograph's antonym meaning is the E2 or arrow pictograph. This way it's a guess between two possible reading directions. The top example is the numeral right to left top to bottom reading direction. The bottom example is the right to left, bottom to top. Remember that the E0 or the stop sign pictograph antonym is the E2 or arrow pictograph and vice versa. The E1 or bounce pictograph's antonym meaning is nothing at all, as if it is not even written. The E1 or bounce pictograph with tone levels should be placed both next to the E0 or the stop sign pictograph and the E1 or bounce pictograph. But one or both of these should be the E1 or bounce pictograph's antonymous here. The top example is the top to bottom, left to right with the bounce arrow side. The bottom example is the top to bottom, left to right stop sign side bounce. If both bounces pictographs are on the anti-side, it is like they are not there. This is the top to bottom, left to right with no bounce. The two bounce should be included because this makes it one of 6 reading directions. This slide is the same as the last, but they have been changed to join words. Because an eavesdropper does not know the word side, they must go through all 6 reading orders. If this is an extremely small message only meant to modify the reading direction pattern, such as the same letter repeated or just random, the eavesdropper does not know if they guessed correctly. This reading direction could not come up until many messages down the line. With a rule, the two in communication could establish that any modification of the reading direction only happens with the 9th letter in the text block down the message line. So in this example, the 9th letter is F. That's the hexadecimal number F, so that would be 15 messages would pass before this new reading direction took effect, where the reading direction would not be shown at all. If we used 2 letters, it could be 0 to 255 messages before the new reading direction took effect. The tone levels of the reading direction are special. Instead of being intensity, the infinity pictograph percentage levels are used as shift numbers. The first percentage number tells the line number, so this is instructions to go to line 2. Then the second percentage number will tell the amount that we will shift. So this is instructions to shift the line to the right 4 letters then. So the 258B push all the other letters to the right. The 58BE that was knocked out of text block fill the void. So that's how shifts are done. If the percentage gauges are placed on antonym side, then it shifts to the left instead of the right. Notice the first number tells the line number. The second number tells the amount of letters to shift. The 58B push the other letters over. The 258B letters pushed outside the block fill the void on the other side. So now we can shift 2 lines right or left. We can actually shift as many lines as we want. This is an example using the addition pictograph to shift more than 1 line. Notice the second line is still shifted, but now we also then instructed to go to the 3rd line and shifted 4 letters to the left. Now we can shift as many lines as we want to the left or the right. Letters can also be shifted up or down using the addition pictograph and the tone at opposite side. So in this example, the antonym side is on the low tone, so by pasting the number percentages on the high tone side, so the instructions are in blue-gray, or to go to the first column and shift the letters up. The letters push outside of the text box fill the void on the other side. So the one moves to the bottom is here. That is how shifting is done in 0, 1, 2, 3.